Alright, you ready to see one thing real quick, John? Boom.
Sure.
Oh, look at that. It's
Hey, you
working.
gotta see Terran.
Ah, it's off. Brutal time. Alright, we'll just keep it like this.
Well, the bright side, the one that I nailed is the one that's working.
Yeah, I gotta fix that.
Yeah. When playtesting like a week or two ago, I went to put my coat back on and I just smacked the one camera.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
It's not as good as the light attacking me.
That's true. That light did drop on you. That was really funny. R1, Darcy. Followed by... Oh, it was a bauble, so he's saying this what you have revealed was a...
Yeah.
Okay. I was just confused why you put the Tainted Indulgence in play, like upside down at first. Where relevance will probably start to come in play.
Aaron was on the play, which is definitely what he wants to be in this matchup. That lets him actually have like interaction reasonably open.
Yeah, he's not just like fully relying on a spell pierce.
Yeah.
Where Streaming can do the like why is his deck not there? I just realized his deck wasn't there.
You know, Stream Bean's a wild card. He changed his deck already. I mean,
He hasn't moved seats. It's just like erased his deck for some reason.
I thought they were middle seat last time.
Doesn't matter. Oh, that's shock.
This is probably
Fire
on
off the
step
indulgence.
tainted indulgence.
He's gonna receive a spell pierce. They're a little ahead of the curve right now. I think Aaron's played against this list actually a couple of times, so he does have some awareness of how it's played.
Well, also, like Aaron's hand is just like
Double spell pierce.
loaded for this matchup. I feel he has a third spell pierce in hand.
Dude, Aaron's so gross at the
He
game.
is spell pierce, bolt, counter spell. I think land.
Oh, what about another counter spell?
Another counter spell. Oddly enough, he does not have delirium.
Yeah, I missed the shock land there. So if you saw his life total go down by 3, it's not because Dragon Rage Chandler had delirium. It was a shock and then a hit from a Dragon Rage Chandler for 1. I just hadn't updated the life totals.
I don't know if that is a land. He didn't play a land. What is the card?
For whom?
Still not delirium. This is like one of the reasons why I see people talk about how much they don't like Dragon Rage Chandler. But it's just so good whenever you get delirium. Just like kills everything. And I think this is smart letting this go too, because if he spell pierces and then String Bean untaps, gets Dwarven Mind creativities, then he's kind of in trouble.
He has spell pierce backup. So you can with any drop. Just be set up really well. But doesn't hit a land. Aaron now has his own idea of spell pierce and counter spell, but decides to play a shredder. Doesn't want to wait too long against the Archon deck.
Well, with String Bean missing a land drop, I think it's reasonable to just jam the Shredder. Have Spell Pierce open. But String Bean also has counterspell, or has protection through a Spell Pierce.
That's kind of one of the problems with this Grixis list is you don't have Ren to consistently hit your land drops. but you also don't have Ren just like in like as a top deck later. Kind of be like, oh, I already have a Ren in play. Like this is kind of whatever.
The downside is you don't get a guarantee land drops, but you get a play disruption.
Yeah, you get to play more like utility cards in terms of like actual stack interaction or like prevention from you stopping me from doing my thing. I think you're probably gonna see a little bit of a greedy play here.
Well, I think this
maybe
is
not wanting to play around the third one.
He has a spell pierce still, so he was going to flip one anyway.
Oh, I thought he Archon for max mana.
He Archon for 2, targeting treasure and dwarf.
It was a treasure. I didn't realize it was a I don't know what I thought that token was in my brain, but I didn't think it was a treasure. And I thought he just spent all of his mana to target both. Everybody, no matter what you do, just play Ren. Just play it everywhere. And we'll get it out of the format. We will get it out. We'll force it out. If you are playing mono white, you get a pass, I think. Other than that, play Ren.
Like, my thought, like Breck was saying with the blue-white list, was just like you're already playing 5-color just so you can play binding profitably.
Right.
And you're also like playing basically just playing Jeskai because you're playing Fire Ice.
There's just so many cards you're already flashing for that like you could try. Like I think playing Ren is like a good because Ren's just so good and it kind of fits all the spots that you want.
Yeah, and it
like in blue white where you're like, oh, it is a removal spell for X1 cards, but also like make sure I hit land drops every turn, which is what I want to do anyway.
It's also like reasonably to like curve out, like you go turn 1, that's your Triumph, turn 2, play my Ren, turn 3, hold up mana to counter whatever.
Right. Up for it.
You get
I don't know if I agree with it.
That's like one of the few decks that actually can protect Ren and almost guarantee an ult.
That's the other thing is like you always seem like you're able to.
And once you ult, you just win the game.
Aaron had to bend the spell pierce, which I think is correct in this spot specifically because the other card's the best card in the format, being Expressive Iteration. Maybe other than Ren, I don't know. Ren's pretty good, man.
Iteration is also like a house.
Oh, here it is. No spell pierce from String Beat. I was gonna hit a land and consider, most likely.
I'm almost on board with adding spell pierce to my hand, exile the land.
Or yeah. Oh no, he top decked the land, so he's just not gonna take the land at all. So trigger the Shredder. Bjork said he wanted to see your Omnath Glimpse deck in paper.
I actually found my. You know how I was talking about I haven't been able to find my Glimpse stuff?
Yeah.
I just found my Glimpse stuff.
I don't own all the other cards. The only card I own is Cheetah Fingers Dave.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah, that's the only card.
I ordered you a playset of old Omnaths.
Yeah,
when I ordered mine.
So if you've ever seen the Glimpse combo deck, instead of playing
Chancellor,
the red Chancellor, to make like the goblins and whatever, did he just not resolve consider?
I don't know.
I'll just go ask him. I'll figure it out. Oh god, Aaron's my favorite. So you probably saw him do it.
Yeah.
But Aaron picks up his one card, looks at it, sets it back down, picks his one card back up, and goes, "I did not. Nope." I was like, "Yeah, man, just what are you doing?" It was funny because he cast a card and then went to do consider, and then was like, "Wait, I have a connive trigger," and then so he did that. And remembered the like thing that you have to remember.
Well, and like
and then just put consider in the bin after. It was like, yeah, I resolved consider, of course.
He hasn't been on Murktide in a long time.
Yeah.
So he is a little bit rusty at time. I mean, I'm sure with the deck, and even I've played Murktide, and if I was to pick it up again right now, I'd probably miss some.
You're gonna miss something, like especially if you're playing Dragon Race Chandler as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many times. Every time you cast a spell, you gotta, like, check your board. Be like, Trigger's also harder whenever you have an opponent that can also trigger it.
Yeah, the Glimpse list that I've been playing, when I've been playing Glimpse, is playing Amath Locus of Rage instead of the Red Chancellor. Because it will win you games. There's been a number of times where I just hit Amath Locus of Rage and a bunch of lands, and I just win. What was it? Like, Dingo has a tournament that he did. It was called the Doghouse, and I played the deck, and I was playing as blue-white, and I flip over 4 lands, and a Amath. And he board wipes, and I get to bolt him 4 times. Yeah, it was just like the guy had to do it. Because the thing we talked about with it was like, it always feels bad when you hit like a card plus lands. And now if it's that card plus lands, it's like, all right, I hit 3 lands plus Omnath, so I have 4 creatures in play that are like 3 5/5s in this Omnath. And they're like, yeah. Huh? And if you ever kill one, I just get a bolt, whatever. It's also, like, you're playing in a format that has fetch lands. Mm-hmm. They don't come in tapped. So, like, if they all enter, you make all the things, and at any point you go, add 2 more. And then it's just like... Also, the synergy, like, if you hit Big Amath plus Risen Reef... Oh, dude, that was so sick. Because my brain broke on camera when I had to do that out there. Because I was, like, playing it, and I was like, I don't know how to tell you this. But I have like 17 triggers on the stack. I also forgot about these ones that I'll just resolve at the end. And it was just like, wow. And everybody wanted me to lose. It was messed up. I don't blame them, but the deck's sweet. One of these weeks I will definitely bring it, and I will go 3 drop. Oh. Glimpse is like one of those ones that everyone thinks is like the worst Cascade deck. But oddly enough, it doesn't see as much play as I think it should, though. Brutalia revealing a Jace the Mind Sculptor. I wonder what Jace the Mind Sculptor is potentially going to do with this top deck land. Yeah, if this is a slow roll. He top decked a land, but it's a Spire Bluff. I'm not sure, but I would be so sad if that happened. Yeah, that's the worst part about playing Spire Bluff sometimes. It's just like, it's so good until this, like, these type of turns where you're like, oh, I could bounce this Archon and just be like killing them. But maybe at this point you won't be able to. Yeah, I mean, he also could be just thinking, like, do I let him swing? I discard this card I drew, sack my Dragon Rage Channeler, and double block and try to kill Dark.
Depends if he has delirium or not. Because if he does, like this Dragon Race challenge has to swing into it. Which then it's up to String Bean whether he blocks or not and tries to play around a bolt. So String Bean has another persist. He won't care.
Artifact. It looks like he has delirium.
Aaron's actually in a pretty rough spot.
Anytime when they get to flip an Archon out, it's terrifying. You can also like just unholy heat it, but I imagine if he drew unholy heat, he would have just done it already.
First time Chad just says W. Don't say it.
You know, I like the way that guy thinks.
Oh man, I like it too. Just know what you're about. If you don't want one deck to win, just hit him with a W.
I have that 1K tomorrow, but I so badly just want to stay up all night.
Aaron's just struggling because he wants to play Apex right now.
According to Discord, he is playing Apex right now.
Oh, yeah? Kind of the other part in these spots like this is like the make or break turn. Like,
so just
I think the big tank decision there is, do I go to combat and swing because like of my Dragon Race Chandler, or do I jam this Murktide that's not going to be very big and then like try to get him next turn, but you know he's going to go up to 14. So it's kind of like a hard spot. I think it's getting one counter. Maybe. Yeah, it's only a one counter on your Murktide, which
this also might be a play this Murktide and try to guarantee killing this.
Yeah, like do the thing you taught before, sack the Dragon Race Chandler, block with like the Shredder and Murktide.
Might even be like block with all three. So if he has like say unholy heat or something, he can't just like get blown out. Maybe not unholy heat, but like fatal push.
I believe for the most part, String Bean's hand is air. Like just some dirt.
He has like tainted indulgence, another mine, Fable. And I'm not sure what
he does have a Fable as well. I don't know what the fourth card is.
It's a Thoughtseize.
Yeah, so it's Thoughtseize, Tainted, Fable, and now
True,
different card Dwarven Mind.
Yeah, he wants to discard the Thoughtseize. Actually, might not have to discard at all. Yeah. And Indulgence, oddly
I can pull that one up.
Doesn't have to discard if he has like, I think it's 4 different cards with different mana values or something like that.
That's definitely a card I can pull up here. Pretty good. Draw 2 cards and discard card unless there are 5 or more mana value among cards in your graveyard. Not a card that gets played a ton unless you're playing against like some Grease Fang decks.
When I first played the card, I thought it meant like I had to have a total mana value of 5.
Oh.
So I thought it was significantly better than it was.
Yeah, that would basically be turned on. You ever just discard a card and you're like, ah, I just draw 2.
Yeah.
2 for 2. There's another Archon back. I think Aaron says I have a couple connive triggers real quick. Can't really do anything about it because it's just like draw straight into the bin. Archon will come back. It's probably Murktide, I would imagine, getting sacked.
I think you just get rid of the Shredder with what's in the graveyard. The smallest Shredder is smaller than his Murktide, and he can grow his Murktide by playing another Murktide if he top decks it.
That's true.
And I think that's the only like winning line he has. With right now, it's just not looking great for him.
Yeah. It was just in my mind if you hit like Expressive Iteration and then you get to cast anything else, you'll get like 2 extra draws. You get deeper, but again, that doesn't. And maybe you're like trying to get to like an Unholy Heat, clear this thing out of the way. But one of the big issues with playing against Archon, guess what? They gain 3 life. He's just gained 9 life off these Archons in total.
Looks like Stream Bean took it this game.
Aaron top deck Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. I believe that was the match entirely. Stream Bean taking down 2-0.